Shape of Dreams is the rare roguelite that lets you feel powerful from the jump, then dares you to keep up. If you've got a crew, this might be the co-op run of the year. If you fly solo, the question is simple. Can your routing and builds outthink the hunters? Or do they eat your dreams for breakfast? Quick context so you know what you're buying into. Developed by Lizard Smoothie, published by NeoWiz, built in Unity, released September 11, 2025 on PC. 8 unlockable travelers, online co-op up to 4 with proper drop-in, drop-out, and a design brain that clearly grew up on ARPGs and MOBAs. The premise is light but clean. You're a traveler carving through the dreamland called the Rapids to dethrone the first dreamer at the center. No lore bloat, just airtight combat puzzles. Here's the bold take. Shape of Dreams nails the power fantasy loop better than most, thanks to a ridiculous menu of toys and a player-first philosophy. Co-op elevates it to S-tier chaos, while solo is spicy but not impossible, if you accept that paying payoffs and cooldown discipline are the real boss. Let's talk toys. Builds pivot on memories and essence gems. At launch, you're swimming in over 100 memories, screen rant clocks 115, and around 70 essence gems. The number is less important than how different they feel once you slot 3 gems into a single memory. A basic projectile becomes a life leech beam, your dodge leaves homing missiles, and your meteor call can accidentally nuke your friends if you're careless. The game says yes to synergy almost every time, which is why the early game doesn't feel like damp noodles. Even the starter kit memories hit hard. The flow of a run is deliciously bite-sized. You move across a node map of small dense combat rooms, each labeled with what's inside. Vendors, memory fonts, upgrade wells, risk modifiers. Fights are quick, kinetic and readable, mostly. Particle fiestas happen, but the critical hit slow-mo screen shake is one of the best tactile cues of 2025. Crispy dopamine that never overstays its welcome. Tuck Connected nailed it. Cooldown-driven combat turns every skirmish into a mini-puzzle, not a slog. Now the point of contention, solo balance and the hunters. Hunters are FTL-style pursuers that corrupt nodes, cut off routes, and occasionally end your entire career. Loot level chill loves the tension and planning. Screen Rant praises the fairness, you can root around them, even beat them temporarily. But Saw Connected warns they can be rounders in single player, especially after the threat level spikes. All 3 outlets are right. The system is fundamentally fair, but it exposes player discipline. If you ping-pong across the map like a golden retriever in a tennis ball factory, they punish you. If you plan 2 moves ahead, prioritize power nodes, wells, then bosses, you can ghost them for 80% of a run. When they finally corner you, they're a gut check for your build, not a coin flip. Let's hit friction. The constellation style meta progression is potent but arcane. It invites experimentation, multiple loadout saves, and real identity for each hero, but the UI is fussy on controller. Haji Connected calls out janky navigation and cluttered text boxes. They're not wrong. Menus need a refactor pass. Also, the story is threadbare and early biomes could use more enemy variety, loot level chill's biggest ding. None of this breaks the loop. It's just where the polish loses a little sheen. Where the reviewers converge is co-op. Shape of Dreams doesn't just tolerate multiplayer, it's built around it. You can swap memories and essence gems mid-run, toss gold, and the oh-so-precious dream dust to the teammate whose synergy is almost online, and design team comps that actually matter. Support builds aren't pity picks, they're accelerants. That share economy design is rare and it sings. It's also why co-op feels brilliant while solo feels merely good with quirks. Working theory time, clearly labeled as theory. The hunters aren't just a pacing device, they're the author's answer to the ARPG power curve. Instead of nerfing builds, the game pressures routing. Your macro choices become the difficulty slider. It's elegant because it keeps the combat sandbox wild without letting you farm the map into mush. Quick spoiler in 3, 2, 1. The final approach to the first dreamer leans on that macro tension. Greedy detours add snowball mechanics to the endgame gauntlet. Keep your route tight and your last fight feels surgical. Over-explore and you'll earn yourself a bullet hell baptism. Spoilers over. Let's talk practicals, the stuff that makes or breaks a purchase. Pace is snappy. Rooms load fast, forced cutscenes are basically non-existent, and combat animation locks rarely overstay. On normal and up, difficulty escalates smoothly, then mutators and elites yank the wheel. Dodge windows are fair but not souls tight. You're managing timers more than invincibility frames. If you're a build crafter, the loop rules. If you need a meaty narrative spine every run, this is not your book club. Here's Veteran Games' take after triangulating the big reviews. Screen Rant's 910 gushes about co-op synergy and player-first design, agreed. Loot level chills, Hades close praise and enemy variety gripe, agreed. Todd Ginected 79 cites controller, UI quirks, and solo roughness fair and fixable. Net it out. As a co-op roguelite, this is an easy recommend today. As a solo main, it's still a recommend if you enjoy planning and tinkering. If you want frictionless single player, wait for a UI patch and maybe a solo tune toggle for hunters. 2 fast build ideas to print wins. 1 Vesper-style bruiser with a leeching identity memory, a shield pop on dodge, and a meteor you promise not to drop on your healer. Slot a gem that triggers heals on hit and a proc that adds bonus attacks to your primary. Suddenly your face tank is the team's sustain engine. 2. Glass cannon caster with homing dash missiles, a beam that heals while dealing damage, and a cooldown reduction gem trifecta. Root support rooms first, then damage. You'll feel the momentum. If this kind of no BS deep dive is your thing, hitch a ride with Veteran Game and hit subscribe. And if you're nodding or fuming, toss a like so this take survives the algorithm. Final spice. Shape of Dreams is what happens when designers refuse to nerf fun and instead make the map your enemy. That's bold. The open question is whether co-op first roguelites are the future, or a beautiful crutch for shaky solo balance. Sound off. Is this the year we judge roguelites by their squads?